Okay, so now it's time to grid our large paper that we will be transferring our small gridded self-portrait onto. And this should be 18 inches by 24 inches. I sent these home with virtual students, or you did this in class. So you have a large piece of paper. So we need 6 blocks by 8 blocks in order for this paper grid to match our portrait that we already gridded out, which has 6 by 8. So I need to have the same number of squares on the printed photo as I do on the large paper. So in order to make this 18 by 24 inch paper have the same number of grid squares, we're going to need to make 3-inch squares instead of 1-inch squares. So here's how we do this. First of all, you're going to need your ruler and a pencil, and along the top edge, just maybe an inch or so in, I'm going to put the 0 at the edge of the paper, and I'm going to make a mark every 3 inches. I'm working horizontally first, so I'm making a mark at 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, and 12 inches. And then what I have to do is slide my ruler over to put the 0 at that last mark and make another mark at 3 inches, 6 inches, and 9 inches. Now I need to do the same thing at the bottom. You always want to make 2 marks. So somewhere near the bottom of the paper, 0 at the edge, 3, 6, 9, 12. Slide the ruler. 0 is at the mark, 3, 6, 9. If you can, draw lighter here when you're making your lines, because you want to be able to erase the grid later on. Now, next step. You're going to need a yardstick or some long straight edge. So if you can find something that is long and straight that you can put against these 2 marks, that can help you make your straight line. Another thing that you can do if you really don't have any kind of yardstick or longer straight line, you can make a 3rd set of marks. So if I were to make a 3rd set of marks at 3 inches, then I could make this half of the line with my ruler. And then I could scooch it down. You always want your ruler or your straight edge against 2 marks though. So if you need to make them in the middle mark, that can help you make your line. So if you have a yardstick, you can just use the yardstick to connect the 2. If you need to use your regular ruler, make a middle of the paper mark and then use your ruler twice. So that way you're always against 2 marks. Otherwise, I'm going to line up my yardstick and always place it against those 2 marks. You want to make sure that it's always against the mark at the top and the mark at the bottom before drawing your lines, and you're going to go across. So once you've done this, let's say I've gone and made all my lines. I'm going to do the same thing across the top of the paper and the bottom of the paper if I place the paper vertically. So I'm going to come back up here, 0 at the edge, and now I'm making marks at 3, 6, 9, 12. And with this direction, you just need to make 1 more mark. And then at the bottom, I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, and 3. So now again, I want to make these lines go across. I'm going to line this up. It's always best to look kind of straight down on top of it. I'm going to make my lines across. And if you do need a middle mark, you could go towards the middle of the page and make your middle marks, and you just need to make sure that you're always putting your ruler against 2 marks. This one might be a little bit far. Nope, that works. That works. Gotta be a little resourceful if you don't have all of the traditional materials. So you'll be making a 3-inch grid this way by making marks on either side of the paper and then connecting with a straight edge, both vertically and horizontally. And that's how you do it.